Hello, welcome comic book junkies. It's the Frog Queen here, and welcome to another comic book review. Today we're talking about There's Something Wrong with Patrick Todd. This one's published by Aftershock Comics, which I absolutely adore. Aftershock Comics, written by Ed Brisson and illustrated by Gavin Guidry. I'm probably saying that completely wrong, and I apologize. If you're not new here, then you know that I butcher everybody's names. So, welcome to the club, Gavin. I've just officially butchered your name. Okay, this book just got released. This is issue number 1, mind you. Sorry. Issue number 1 was just released on July 6th, so just this past week. Brand new, spanking new. Ouch! 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 Series. Also, if you enjoy written reviews, I wrote all my thoughts down in an article on thefrogqueen.com, which you can peruse. There is hundreds of comic book reviews on there at this point, as I've been writing that blog for, I don't know, over a decade. So, yeah, there's lots there. Have fun. A lot of Junji Ito. Anyway, we're going to just dive right into the review. How about it? Oh, quick warning. As with all of my reviews, videos, and articles going forward, this video contains spoilers, so read, watch at your own risk. Okay. First off, I really love the cover of this book. Oh my goodness. I should say issue. Sorry, we're at issue 1. Yes, I still really do judge books by their cover pretty often. And this is because it's the artwork that usually initially pulls me in, not just the subject matter projected by the artwork. With comics, however, you got to open that book up if you like the cover art, because of course the covers are often done by different artists than the interiors. If you're the fashionable artist of the year or exceptionally high in demand, you can make an entire career off just doing cover art. Of course, we've seen lots of people like this. Fortunately for us, though, for me and this particular book, the cover artist is also the artist for the story. So I can't say I'm familiar with Gavin's previous works. Let's see, we've got Going to the Chapel, Death Defying, Rebel, Metadata, and some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as well. They're all stories I have yet to read, but I can say that based on what I saw in this book, I'd really like to check them out. Of course, writer Ed Brisson, whose work I'm very familiar with. I've talked about his work in the past in videos and articles. He's famous for a slew of Marvel books mostly, most notably Old Man Logan, Dead Man Logan, Dawn of X-Men, and some great creator-owned books like Sheltered. So we've talked about him a lot on this channel before. This particular story that he's written takes place in Halifax, Nova Scotia, coincidentally the city that we both reside in. I was thrilled to see actual Halifax locations in the pages of this comic. The downtown police station in one panel, it looks exactly like it actually looks, maybe better. And the QE2 hospital, and even an old hotel that's out on the Bedford Highway. Bedford is just another part of what we call the HRM here, which is the Halifax Regional Municipality. And there's even a Tim Hortons sign, or part of it, in one of the panels. Because pre-COVID, it really did feel like there was a Tim Hortons on like every corner. There practically is. Yeah. Of course, admiring the likeness of my own environment on paper doesn't tell you what the story is about. Truthfully, from the setup of this particular book, all I can surmise is that this is going to be about superpowers and murder and crime. It wouldn't be fun if the story didn't hold some decapitations and crime, okay? And I think we're all much more fond of superpower stories that have some grit and gore, like The Boys. I know I am. I read less and less Marvel comics these days, mainly because I do find like a lot of the ones that I was reading were just too squeaky clean for my terribly corrupted and corruptible brain.
What's wrong with him?
My first thought would be a lot.
The first issue is great. I can honestly say I have zero criticisms or problems with it. It sets up the story properly. We know that something odd is afoot. We find out that our protagonist, Patrick Todd, is basically using other people to steal money in order to take care of his infirm mother. And we find out that someone has it out for him, although we don't really know who yet. There's just enough mystery to leave us wanting, you know. We need that. You need that in a book, especially to hook readers in on that first issue. We're introduced to our antagonist, Detective Anderson, which kind of feels like a little bit of a Matrix nod there, maybe. I don't know. I was like thinking Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson. Oh, Mr. Anderson.
Anyway. He comes across as like a totally fine dude. He's just trying to solve some crime. And all in all, this story feels a bit like an anti-hero story, as the people that Patrick chooses to commit his money-driven crimes happen to be criminals themselves. We're not entirely sure how Patrick knows that, though, so there's a bit of mystery around why he knows that these people are bad people. He's choosing to use bad people as his tools to rob banks, so in his mind he's doing a little public service. But vigilantism is, of course, frowned upon by the law, so that makes the story more fun. I mean, who doesn't love a good vigilante story? Something else really fun about this first issue is that there's a little embellishment at the end of the issue where we see some police reports and medical reports, which all talk about real places in Halifax, which is kind of fun. This just adds a little feeling of authenticity to the story, and I really like that. It's just kind of like a nod to Nova Scotia. There's not that many stories published about Nova Scotia in general that you kind of like see out there, especially in comics. I mean, I don't think I can really think of one. Oh, yes, in The Boys, they mention Nova Scotia. Duh, for a second. Anyway, so yeah, I totally recommend this. Go and get it. It's on the shelves right now. It just came out, so it should be at your local comic shop. I didn't get a physical copy yet, as I haven't been to the comic shop this week. I read a digital copy, of course, from the publisher. As I work with publishers and stuff to spread the news about different books. So I was really excited that Aftershock Comics sent me this so that I could actually present it to you. This is going to be presumably at least 5 issues. I don't know more than that. I actually reached out to Ed just to ask because I wasn't certain how long of a series this will be, but definitely 5 issues so far, so that's exciting. And I can't wait to see where this goes. As always, guys, if you like this video, you found it informative, please give me a thumbs up, like the video, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, read something good. Bye.